Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. So this is actually my first time using a mic, so hopefully everything goes well because I don't know, I have never used one. I'm not a technical person, so imagine that the sound doesn't work and then I'm just holding this mic and the audio is just the same. Anyways, it's Wednesday, so it's the middle of the week, but I decided all of a sudden that, you know what, I wanted to start a new reading vlog of what I read in a week. I recently just finished uni and I feel like that kind of put me in a little slump. It made me feel a little bit burnt out, but it only lasted like 2 days and all of a sudden I'm back in the game. I don't know, I was just so excited to film during my study week. I had so many videos planned. I was so excited to film so many videos, and then the moment I came out of uni I was like, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. But you know what, I just want to talk about the books that I'm reading because I'm going to be reading anyways, so why not just make videos about them. And I'm currently reading The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. I've been wanting to read this book for a really long time, especially because, as you guys know, Holly Black is a very famous author for writing books about fae and fairies. I feel like though, however, whenever I read a book about fairies, it's just like, it feels like a fever dream to me. I'm reading this book, I am enjoying it. I think that it's super interesting. I cannot wait to see where it goes because we have this sort of mystery going on. But at the same time, it just feels like such a fever dream that I don't even know what's going on. And it's only fairies books that I swear makes me feel this type of way. When reading kind of The Cruel Prince, Emily Wilde, every book just feels like a fever dream to me because it's like, what is even going on? And I feel like that's the true essence of fae. Anyways, I'm close to the halfway point of this book and I'm very excited to finish reading it. Oh, I also forgot to mention, I'm currently reading The Scum's Villain Self-Saving System. I'm up to volume 3 as of right now. I started the first volume, I think, on the weekend, so Saturday, Sunday, and then I read volume 1 and then I continued on with volume 2, read that whole thing in one day. Started reading volume 3 and I was like, ooh, will I read this book the whole day? But then I was kind of like, there's just too much going on in this book. There's too much angst. I kind of wanted to go faster, but for it to go faster, I actually need to read it. So I was like, you know what? I'll take a little break from this book. I have kind of read a little bit of it. I think the thing that always shocks me about these books is that because we have all the appendix and the glossary and all that stuff after the end, it always ends shorter than I think it would. And then it always obviously ends at a cliffhanger, which shocks me. So I'm glad that I have all the books that are officially translated right now. It is actually so hot today. Right now it's 33 degrees, but the highest is like 36. But I recently bought my sister a Kindle because I had this whole deal with her that if she reads 10 books, then I will buy her a Kindle because I am an advocate for e-readers, okay? So cue this very short unboxing because I filmed this and I have no idea what to do with it. But I got her the matcha Kindle Basic because she's obsessed with matcha. I don't really like matcha. I'm sorry. I would drink sips of it, but it just tastes like grass to me. So I'm not a matcha girly, but she is, and I bought her the Kindle Basic, and I'm really excited for her because, I've been wanting her to read for a really long time. She was actually the person who got me into reading, and I don't know, I continued reading, but she never did. Anyways, I just find the Kindle Basic really interesting because it is so tiny, and I feel like it's very different from the Paperwhite that it kind of weirds me out. Every single time I look at it, I'm like, oh wow, you are actually very small. I'll show you guys a little comparison. Okay, so this is the Kindle Basic, and this is a Paperwhite. I do think it's kind of cute. It's kind of small, but at the same time, it's like, because I've used my Paperwhite for so long, just seeing the Basic so wild to me. She's also reading Throne of Glass, which I'm really excited for her to go through the whole series, experience all the emotions. Anyways, update with reading. I have read a little bit more, but not that much, so I'm not going to really say anything about it. I literally just woke up. Well, not really. I spent like an hour scrolling on TikTok before actually getting up because I'm hungry. But last night I was supposed to update what I was reading, but then I just didn't end up doing that. I am past the halfway point for The Darkest Part of the Forest, and I am really enjoying it. I can't wait to see where it goes. I feel like it's very interesting. There's just a lot of mystery going on. I just love fairies and just the lore and just the crazy things that happen surrounding them. However, I don't know how to explain it. I don't think that the writing is bad or anything, but I just feel kind of bored, and because of that I decided to take a break and just read another book. Again, I'm not saying that the writing's bad, I don't really know how to explain it, but it's just not something that I can read continuously. Like, I have to take a break and then go back to it. I'm continuing on with 𝐦𝐮𝐬𝐢𝐜's self-saving system, and I haven't read that much of it because last night I was gonna read before bed, but then I ended up staying up a bit late, and then I was just way too tired to read. I've been taking care of this plant for my mom, and literally it's like dying. It was thriving when my mom was here, but then all of a sudden I was taking care of it. I literally watered it and everything, but I don't know, it's just like, it's like dead. I'm getting ready right now because basically it's my exhibition opening night. So I do a Bachelor of Visual Arts and this is my last year, and basically everyone's work is being exhibited in this like grad show, I guess, and I'm kind of excited but at the same time not, because I don't really like going outside, especially at nighttime, and it's gonna rain as well, which I'm not extremely excited about. But you know what, it's my grad show, so I should probably go, and I am excited to see everyone's work, especially because you know that they're working on something, and there are some people that I know what their work is, but I just haven't seen the final result of everyone's works, and I obviously don't know every individual person in my like cohort, so I'm just kind of excited to see what everyone has been creating and like what they have been up to for the last half of the year. I just finished getting ready and it's literally raining. I can hear it rain, and I think when I'm walking to the station it's gonna start raining or storming. Hopefully not. Whoa, okay, it's Friday and I wanted to do a little reading update. I have not read it that much, to be honest. I did get through a little bit more of the 𝐦𝐮𝐬𝐬𝐬 self-saving system. Not gonna lie though, I feel like I'm also getting bored of it, so I don't really know. Do I want to start a different book or should I just continue reading 𝐦𝐮𝐬𝐬𝐬 self-saving system? I don't really know what happened because I swear the first two volumes I was reading it fast. Like I read the second volume in like one day and then all of a sudden I'm up to the third volume and I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna read this a lot slower. But anyways, I'm gonna try and like get back into the 𝐦𝐮𝐬𝐬𝐬 self-saving system. I haven't really read anything else of The Darkest Part of the Forest. I'm still at 64%. I wanted to do a little update from yesterday. I went to my art gallery opening exhibition, which was so fun. I was honestly so scared. I went into the building, there were so many people and I was like, oh, I did not expect this many people to come. But I basically walked around with my friends, got to see a lot of other people's artworks, my peers. I got to see my artwork. Glad that it didn't fall down because I was very scared that that was going to happen. But it was just a really fun night. And then I went home and then the trains were a mess and they were delayed and it was a mess. I don't know if you guys live in Sydney, like New South Wales trains are absolutely, people say, oh my god, they're like the best trains ever, but that's because you haven't used it for like your whole entire life, because let me tell you the amount of issues that the trains have. Anyways, I'm hoping to read more obviously, but I don't want to really force myself. I finished reading 𝐦𝐮𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 self-saving system last night and to be honest, I felt like I was getting a little bit bored of the story, but once I started reading a little bit more of it and I got more invested, I basically just finished the whole thing and try to read as much as I possibly can. So finish volume 3. I'm probably going to start reading volume 4 later because I love reading the side stories and about their life after the last book. And I'm still currently reading The Darkest Part of the Forest. I'm gonna try and finish it soon. I don't have that much left of it to read. My Kindle's telling me 49 minutes, so I do think I'll be able to finish it today. Okay, I finished reading The Darkest Part of the Forest, which I really enjoyed, but I think something about the writing or just the plot feeling very simple, or maybe it's because, as I mentioned before, fae books make me feel like I'm in a fever dream, but something about it made me feel very disconnected from the book, and I did enjoy it, but I kind of felt I guess very bored and detached from the book. I did really like the vibe of it though. I love the magical, whimsical, like fairy vibe, and in a way it was also kind of eerie because obviously the Fae world is kind of scary. Last night I started reading the 𝐦𝐮𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 self-saving system volume 4, which I ended up finishing today because I read it last night, read 50% and then decided, you know what, I'm just gonna read the whole thing because I want to finish it so badly. And I'm so glad that I finally reread this because after rereading Grandmaster Demonic Cultivation, I was thinking of rereading the 𝐦𝐮𝐬𝐬𝐬𝐬 self-saving system, but at the same time I was like, maybe I should spread it out a little bit because I might even bother to reread it. In the end, something happened where I felt the need to start it again. Kind of spontaneously, I was like, okay, let's just reread the book. I love the side stories. I love when we get more of, you know, the side characters and just the life after the main story. And I found it really interesting because we got some more, I guess, scenes of the side characters and like 𝐸𝐻𝐸𝐻𝐸's past life. Reading that gave him kind of more depth. To be honest though, a part of me was like, oh, I really wished we just focused on the main leads. But then at the same time, reading about the side characters was also really interesting. I really enjoyed the side stories. I read this as fast as I possibly could because, you know, I liked it so much. I just wanted to get through it. The thing is though, I don't know what book I want to read next. I just have such a hard time choosing because there are so many books that I want to read, obviously. But I just don't know what book to pick up. I was thinking of reading Nothing Like the Movies, but I think I've decided that I'm going to drop it. I'm going to pick a random book from my Kindle. So I downloaded some books, and there are certain books that I've been wanting to read for a really long time, which is I Wish You All the Best and Things a Bright Girl Can Do. You know, I haven't read historical fiction in a while, ever since I did my historical fiction books video, so maybe I will try. I'm gonna start reading Things a Bright Girl Can Do. It's the next day. I'm literally just wearing the same clothes because pajamas, but I started reading Things a Bright Girl Can Do, which it's a historical fiction based on women's suffrage, and we follow three main characters, which are Evelyn, May, and Nell. And I think these three girls are in different classes. So we have Evelyn, who is in the higher class, May, who is in middle class, and Nell, who is in the lower class. And it's really interesting because we get their different perspective of them fighting for the rights of women. I haven't read that much of it so far, and I will be honest, I love the idea of historical fiction because I love getting, I guess, a deeper perspective of, what happened in the past. I think it helps me develop more empathy towards all these events rather than just an outsider hearing about all of it but not really experiencing it, if that makes sense. I will say, however, I feel like historical fiction is just not my thing. And because of that, I do think I'm going to get through this book a bit slowly because every single time I read a historical fiction, I do enjoy them, but I feel like not as much as I do with fantasy and romance. I also did try reading another book, which is the QB Bad Boy and Me. If you guys don't know, recently a movie came out called The Sideline, the QB and Me, I think, and it has Noah Beck in it, which I don't know why. I'm sorry, he's just not attractive to me, literally. I feel like in the movie he was just pouting his lips, and to be honest, while watching it, I just could not understand what they were saying because they were mumbling half of the time. But I started watching that movie and then I couldn't finish it because it was just so cringy to me that I had to like skip through scenes. But I decided, you know what, let's try reading the book because it is a Wattpad book. And then I started it and I just decided not can't do it. It's just the typical like bad boy kind of vibe. And then the girl is always like the not like other girl. But I don't know, I just wasn't really into it. I think sometimes the Wattpad writing is just a hit or a miss. So as of right now, I'm thinking of maybe picking up another book, but I actually want to start reading something first before telling you guys what I'm reading. It is Wednesday, meaning that it is the last day of this reading vlog. And to be honest, this week I felt like I read a good amount of books that I'm pretty happy about and that I really enjoyed. So from my last update, I don't remember if I read any more of Things a Bright Girl Can Do or if I spoke about it and I just stopped reading it. But as of right now, I haven't really read any more of it. I will definitely continue on with it though, but I started reading Quicksilver for another video where I'm basically doing a whole reading vlog focused on it. I obviously haven't read that much, but starting it, I do think I'll be very invested in the book. It is quite interesting though so far. I just feel like it reminds me of like 2010 fantasy books, so it makes me feel kind of nostalgic. And I think that there are very interesting characters that I'm excited to know their background story, and I hope I get to see more of them. I will say, however, that there are certain things that kind of give me the ick in terms of the way that it is written, and so far the main character and some of the side characters, such as her brother, kind of pissed me off. But obviously I'm in the beginning, so I am excited to know what happens as it continues, because I still honestly I don't know what this book is about. I know that it's this place where there's this queen and she kind of rules over everybody, and she's a terrible queen because she has these guardians who I guess kill people, especially people who are from, I guess, the poorer class and stuff like that. So that's basically all I know so far. I feel like the main character probably has some like magical power, or she's like a special girl or something like that. But that's basically all the books that I read this week. I hope you guys enjoyed following me, and thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I will see you guys in another one. Bye!